All right, to get started, we're going to actually go through the binding process. This should be a pretty quick process. It's simple and easy. We're going to use a DX9, and the reason for this is the display lights up and it's a little easier to see on the camera. All right, to get started, we're going to take our transmitter. I'm using a DX9 here, and we're going to create a completely new model. This way we don't have any issues from any previous models or switches or anything that are set up incorrectly. So on a DX9, we're going to click the trackball here off to the right. We're going to scroll down to the very bottom. Second one from the bottom should say System Setup. We'll click that. It's going to ask us if we're sure, and we're going to click Yes. All right, the first option below the main screen is going to be Model Select. We're going to click there. And at the very bottom, we're going to click Add a New Model. And then Create.
Student has control.
Now once in this screen, we have the option to go down here. We're going to pick model type. Some transmitters have a multi-rotor function here along with helicopter and sailplane. I personally do not like using those because it puts a flight mode in there and they're kind of tricky to get set up correctly. So we're going to pick airplane or acro mode and then hit yes. Now from here we can go down into the model name and rename it, and we're just going to name this Spedix. And then we're going to go back into the main menu. And then from here we can go down and pick our channels. Now we need to create two switches for our channels. On channel 5 and 6, one will be for our flight mode, the other will be for our beeper. So now that we're in the channel assigned, we're going to go clear down to the bottom right and hit next. And then from here we're going to scroll down to the fifth one, which says gear. We're going to click it and we're going to pick one of the switches on our transmitter. This will be used for our flight modes to go from stability to non-stability. Now we're going to go to the channel 6 up here in the upper right. We're going to pick another 2-position switch, and we're going to use this for our beeper. So we're going to click it and then flip the switch we want to activate it, and then click the trackball again. From here we're set. We have our channel set up and ready to go. We can exit out of here. We can go clear back into the main menu. Now from here, there's nothing in the main menu here that you really need to mess with. At some point, you might want to go through and set a timer, but other than that, it's pretty much ready to go. So we're done with the transmitter. We're going to go ahead and pick the quad up and start the binding process. Okay, to start the binding process, we have our radio ready to go. Now we need to put our quad into the binding procedures here. Now Spedix has done something very unique and easy. On the opposite side here, up in this area here, there's the back of the satellite. And on the back of the satellite, I have one pulled out of the quad here. There's a little window, and inside that window is a very small, very fragile black button. So be very careful when you push this button. Okay, so we're going to take just a tool, and we're going to stick it in here and press that very fragile black button, and you'll feel the indentation as you do it. And this is a very tricky process with one person. All right, good. All right, now that we've got the battery plugged in, we can release the button. And if you look at the very top portion here where the satellite is, you'll see, you might faintly see that it's flashing orange. That indicates the satellite is in bind mode. So what we're going to do now is grab the radio, put the radio in bind mode. And to do that, we're going to turn the radio off. We're going to hold down the bind button. And we're going to turn the radio back on. Let off the bind button.
Bind complete.
Okay, earlier in the video, we actually removed this door off the side of the quad. And what that does is it gives us access to the port here we need to plug into a computer. So what we're going to do is grab any micro USB cord. We're going to plug it into the quad. And then from here, we're going to plug the other end of the computer. And we'll step over the computer and start to set up there. And there we go. That is the hardest process through the whole procedures we're going to go through this evening. The rest of this is done on the computer. The radio is now bound to the quad, and now we have to go through and set the quad up.